Gentlemen, what a fantastic conversation today. I am almost sorry to inform that time is flying. Okay, it's kind of out of my control. I would love to stay longer. Incredible insights here, Joey, to leave our audience with few takeaways. Okay, let's make it brief and respect everyone's time. So please, yeah, let's go over. You mentioned bringing data to life to data. What does it mean for people to kind of to remember and act right on the data they receive? Mhm.
Sure. Well, thank you again. James, that was brilliant, by the way. In a 2021 study of more than 1,000 business executives, IBM data scientists found that bad data costs those companies represented in the study an average of $15 million a day. They also found that 73% of those business executives are unhappy with their data quality, and 61% of the organizations surveyed are unable to harness data to create a sustained competitive advantage. Now, to that point, on September 23rd, 1999, NASA's Mars Climate Orbiter began its orbit in the insertion burn that was supposed to start its final descent to the Martian surface. Hundreds of engineers and observers sat transfixed in front of their computer monitors with their mouths open, waiting for the orbiter to come around the backside of Mars and signal a successful landing. Yes, they kept waiting and waiting. They're so excited, but no signal ever came. No signal ever would come. Why? Well, because the Mars Climate Orbiter had burned to a crisp in the thin Martian atmosphere. What happened? Well, an investigation later found that the mission failed due to a navigational error. And the navigational error was because the commands to the orbiter from Earth were being sent in English units while the orbiter was expecting to get them in metric units. Nobody thought to make sure that everybody was on the same page before they launched something that would have taken them less than 20 minutes to resolve. As a result, bad data caused the loss of a $125 million spacecraft, and it set Martian climate study back more than 3 years. Hey, even the discovery of the Americas was a result of bad data. Christopher Columbus made a huge, significant miscalculation when charting the distance between Europe and Asia. Okay, he favored the values that were given by Persian geographer Alfraganus, whatever his name was, over the more accurate calculations of Greek geographer Aristophanes. The second thing he did, he assumed, Columbus did, that Alfraganus was referring to Roman miles in his calculations, when in reality, he was referring to Arabic miles. So, what's the point? Okay, look, in both of these instances, Irene and James, we see people blindly following data, whether it was good or bad, and in both cases it was bad, just because it's there. Okay. So you might ask, should I go with the data or should I go with my instincts when it comes to managing my cloud FinOps strategy, when it comes to data governance and all these other things that we've been talking about today? Well, you know what? It goes both ways. Refusing to pay attention to bad data and going with your gut is just as important as listening to the sound reasoning behind good data and letting it inform your gut instead and drive those decisions. Okay. You may not be credited with saving the Mars orbiter or helping somebody discover a new continent on the other side of the globe or find a shortcut to Asia or whatever. But I tell you what, you will certainly make some headway in tackling challenges, creating value, making the right kinds of decisions with data, and most of all, bringing the whole thing to life.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, James. You take away, please, from you. Yeah, yes, we heard about
Sure.
data-driven decisions and, of course, making the right cloud decisions as well. Yeah.
Right. So, I think that the biggest takeaway for me is that you absolutely need to listen to Joe's advice. Number one, you have to both trust and challenge your
Yes.
sources of data, and you have to look for tools that can help you to do both of those things simultaneously. You have to use your experience and your gut, right? Because we, as engineering professionals, we've been burned many times. We've been up all night on production emergencies, and making sure that the systems that people use every day are available, and that they're performing correctly, and that they're delivering the right value and the right answers. And so, what we do at FinOps is to try to deliver both of those in within a framework that's easy to follow, easy to understand, and easy to act upon. It's not just visibility; it's a toolkit. And well, one of the things that we do very differently is that we have adopted a philosophy at FinOps that we don't charge you unless we actually save you money. It's not about telling you what we think you ought to do, or what you think you need to work on. It's about giving you the entire package, and so there is no risk for trying it out. And one thing that we can do is help you in the short term. Tactically, we can put you on automation programs that will make you pay less immediately. I mean, it's a no-brainer. We do not have people leave that program, because there's absolutely no reason to leave that program. And once you make that tactical gain, hey, I found an automation tool that allows me to cut my cloud expense immediately, then we start guiding you on the journey of discovery of how to act on realizing the true promise of the cloud, which is to move to a true consumption model. And so we'll give you the tools to do that with zero risk. I mean, we work very hard at this stuff, and I hope everybody is able to exact the value of this laser focus.
In conclusion, I want to encourage everyone to get started. If you haven't already, FinOps on FinOps, there's a link here running through this session, how to get started. Please contact James. Please contact FinOps team on FinOps, and follow FinOps on LinkedIn. I'm a huge fan now. You'll find wealth of information. Joe, help us to spread this word around with your amazing presence around the world. Gentlemen, this has been such a pleasure. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Irene.
Thanks. It's been a pleasure.